Hey gang, this video will be trans safety tips number 7, part 7. And I know I talked before about getting into a shooting range, but that's probably going to be part 8. Okay, I wanted to cover today some less lethal forms of defense, working our way up the ladder of force. We talked about that briefly in a previous video where we talked about the law and how much force you can use to defend yourself or to stop someone from interfering with you. So hopefully you guys did your homework on that. You found out what the self-defense laws were in your state. And I'm going to give you some more homework, because today we're going to talk about pepper spray and the use of pepper spray, and I want you to go ahead and then do a little Google search for your state, wherever you're at, to determine what the laws for pepper spray use are in your state. Now, I'm pretty sure, 99% sure, in California you can't even have it. Okay? In the People's Republic of California, you can't use pepper spray to defend yourself. Okay? But I hope I'm wrong. So, you know, if anyone, I haven't studied the laws of all 50 states. I don't have that kind of time. I'm sorry. But if anyone finds a discrepancy in what I'm saying and you want to put it in the comments and you want to straighten me out with that, that's fine. Bring it. And then you'll make me a better trans tips self-defense instructor. And I thank you in advance for any constructive criticism that you might have on these videos. Now, you've been practicing your situation awareness, and you've been practicing your OODA loop, so you know how to react, and you got a plan on what you're going to do when somebody scares you or frightens you in some way, or is doing something that you don't think they should be doing and you want to get away. You've been looking for pre-contact cues, and you've been practicing those little games that we talked about where you walk around and look for people's wristwatches and see what color wristwatch they're wearing or what type they're wearing and things like that, which would train you to look at someone's hands first, because that's usually where the bad things are that hurt us. 9 times out of 10, that's the only, probably 10 times out of 10, that's the only really way that they're going to hurt you is with their hands. Maybe they have a weapon in them, or maybe they're just their bare hands. Okay, so you're going to need to know what's in their hands before you can use certain levels of force. And if they have something in their hand that could kill you, and you believe that that is what they're trying to do or want to do with it, then you could use a force multiplier in most situations to stop them from doing that. And a force multiplier can be pepper spray. Now, I love pepper spray, especially for all the cowboys and cowgirls out there that are carrying guns right now, because they believe they'd rather be judged by 12 than carried by 6. And that's fine. I'm not telling anyone I don't disagree with our Second Amendment rights, and I don't disagree with people wanting to carry a firearm if they really feel that their life is in danger or could be in danger. You know, and since none of us have a crystal ball, none of us really know when that will happen, or none of us ever really know when or if we will be attacked by someone and our life will be in danger. If I knew that, then I just wouldn't leave the house that day. That's the best way to avoid a lawsuit, and the best way to avoid finding myself in court. That being said, I'm pretty sure that all of the folks in the world that were attacked yesterday and possibly severely injured or killed probably didn't think that they were going to be attacked. It probably came as a complete surprise to them, or they would have probably been better prepared. So think about that when you're thinking about how silly it might be to carry pepper spray, or how silly it might be to practice your situation awareness and your OODA loop and look for your pre-contact cues and things like that. I'm not trying to make everyone paranoid. I just wanted to touch on all those points that I've been talking about in the previous videos as we move into the use of pepper spray. Now, when can you use pepper spray? A lot sooner in a violent situation than you can use a gun. Okay, you can use pepper spray in most states even if you aren't 100% sure that your life is in danger. Okay, so if someone is putting hands on you in a threatening manner, and you just don't believe that they could kill you or they're going to kill you, in most states you can use pepper spray to defend yourself. And the reason for that is because pepper spray won't kill them. No one's ever died from being pepper sprayed. If pepper spray caused the death, then there would have had to have been a previous medical condition in that person that would have been exacerbated by being pepper sprayed, because it just hasn't happened. They've killed a lot of people with tasers. Okay, so that's something to think about if you're thinking about carrying a taser or an electronic device. This is why I wouldn't carry a taser or an electronic device. You have to touch the person with it in order to use it. If you have a taser, some states will allow you to have a taser gun that shoots a projectile that's connected with wires back to the gun, and it gives an electric charge with no voltage. Or no amperage. It's all voltage, so it can't hurt their heart. But in some cases, with previous medical conditions, it can cause a death combined with those medical conditions. I think 114 people have died from being tased in the history of the taser. You can look that one up and tell me if I'm wrong. Anyway, the taser usually only has one shot for civilians. You can't control the intensity, or you can't control the duration. It's a few seconds. It's a one-shot deal. It's basically intended for you to shoot. And if it works, the assailant will stiffen up and fall down. As he loses control of his nervous system will lock up, so to speak. And you have about maybe 5 or 10 seconds before he'll start coming around and start to get back up. So you need to run. So you're going to shoot him with it and then run. And this is a taser. Okay, leave him behind. Okay, you got one shot. A taser can take up as much space on your body, or way more space on your body than pepper spray, and as much space as a gun. And you only have one shot. And 65% of the time, bad guys will work in teams in order to get the force advantage over people, men or women, and they will. And you only have one shot. So, if you're going to carry something to defend yourself with, you should try to carry something that has more than one shot. And you could miss. If you don't practice, you're going to miss. And even if you do practice, you might miss. So, that's why I don't like electronic devices. Just because I think they're not efficient, they're a waste of time. You notice the police officers carry everything. They carry sticks, they carry mace or pepper spray. They carry mace is a brand name, by the way. It's not, if you call something mace, you're just referring to the brand name. Pepper spray is derived from very hot pepper plants. Okay, peppers that they get the oil from the hottest peppers on the planet, and they concentrate it, and then they mix it with an aerosol, and so it can be propelled through the air. And it's very effective. So it's an extremely effective irritant that will severely debilitate a human being or an animal or another animal, a different animal, or and severely lessen their ability to fight you or kidnap you or, you know, gain control over you. They're not going to lose the strength in their muscles, okay? They can still swing their fists, they can still grab you and hold on to you, but if you get them in the face and you get them in their eyes, you get them in the eyes with a fog of aerosol, which is a little easier to do, they will be blinded for about 45 minutes. Their eyes will probably squint shut and they won't be able to open them. It'd take a lot of effort to open their eyes at that point, and they will feel like they can't breathe even though they can, and they will lose a lot of mucus, and that will be generated, runny nose, coughing, hacking, and this is so uncomfortable, and an intense burning on whatever skin that touches. Intense. And this will cause them to maybe rethink their plans. Now, if the person's high on some kind of drug, they may not even feel the burn, but they will be blinded, and so this is going to give you an advantage on fighting them back, okay? And breaking their grasp and getting away from them. Now, I'm not going to get into self-defense, hands-on stuff. You can't do that in a video, and there are some really, really neat techniques that ladies can use and physically weaker folks can use on stronger assailants that are effective, but you have to practice them. Okay, so let's get back to pepper spray. The use of pepper spray, can be, because it's not lethal. You can use anytime someone is trying to hurt you with any weapon, per se. If you don't feel comfortable carrying a gun, I don't blame you. I don't feel comfortable carrying a gun. But if you really train well and you're really proficient with your firearm, and you can keep it hidden and keep it secured so no unauthorized people can get a hold of it, and you know how to deploy it quickly and safely so that you don't accidentally shoot yourself or the person next to you or anybody else that's innocent, then carry a gun. Good for you. In most states in the United States today, you can. There's like 8 of them that you can't. That most regular people can't carry in. They do have concealed carry laws. They have concealed carry programs in effect. All 50 states do, but 8 of them, it's very difficult to actually carry the gun because they don't really feel that you have a good enough reason to your life's never in any danger, so you don't need a gun. That's how it works in those states. The rest of the country, 42 states, believe that there's a possibility that somebody might attack you one day, so they're going to let you carry a gun if you pass background checks. And now we're digressing away from pepper spray. I have tried different pepper sprays, okay? A lot of people out there, they go into a store and they find a little pepper spray can, and let me see if I can find mine. And this is a yellow training can, but they find something that's about this big. This is barely as long as one of my fingers, and it fits really well into a little pouch and goes on their keychain, and they got it all going on, and now they're safe. And when they walk to their car, they have their pepper spray in their hand, and they're good to go. And they couldn't possibly be living in a bigger fantasy land than where they're at. Okay, so it's when you get scared to death, okay, unless you're as big a sociopath as the person that's threatening you or psychotic, you're going to lose control of your fine motor skills, and that's generally at your fingers, okay? And you're going to not use this thing right. You may put your thumb, this is the tip, okay? You may put your thumb over the tip, all right? And then the pepper spray doesn't come out. It goes onto your thumb, it sprays back at you. If there's any kind of a breeze blowing in your direction, it will blow this stuff back on you. This doesn't have a lot of aerosol power in one of these little things to push against the wind, okay? So don't do it. This is a feel-good thing. It's not gonna help you, okay? It's taking up space in your purse. That's all it's doing, okay? When you're thinking about protecting your life, you need to think about spending a few dollars, okay? These are probably inexpensive. Great. Maybe you can get a pink one, okay? But they're not a good idea. Okay, you're living in a fool's paradise if you think this is going to save you from a murderer. Okay. All right. So what I prefer is a pepper spray canister or propellant device that you can use without risk of putting your finger over the nozzle. Okay. This is what I have in my purse. Now this is considerably larger than what I just showed you. Okay. But this works really well. Okay. This is a Mace pepper gun, Mace brand. Okay. Mace pepper gun. You can get them online. They won't ship them to certain states. You'll know what state you're in. It looks like a flare gun or something like that. And here's the nozzle. All right. That's where the stuff comes out. And it breaks open like a flare gun if you're familiar with flare guns. And inside is your pepper spray canister. Now this is a pepper spray canister, folks. And the amount of pepper spray that's in here will probably meet the requirements for most states, because they don't want you carrying around a gallon of pepper spray. They only want you carrying around a couple ounces. You'll have to look once again at what your state says you can carry. But Mace brand sells this all over the country through Amazon.com. They knew what the laws were, and so they're trying to meet those. But you still got to check it out for yourself. Okay. This is actually a practice water canister. Okay. So this thing comes with a practice water canister, so you can practice, your accuracy and using it like a gun. And it comes with a can of pepper spray as well. Okay. But it's not going to be inexpensive. It's going to be, I think on Amazon.com, somewhere between $35 and $45 you can get this for. Okay. It comes in pink, and it comes in silver, and it comes in black. And I have a pink one here I'm going to show you. It works. And, and it's really great because you got this practice canister, and you can get extra practice canisters so you can practice with it just like if you were, target practicing. Okay. And it will shoot a spray against the wind. I would consider a decent, like a 10-mile-an-hour wind, if it was blowing in your face. This will throw a stream against that about 8 or 9 feet. If the wind was at your back, 20 feet, it'll go. Okay. Because it's going to lose force as it goes through, but it's a pretty heavy stream. And it also has a little flashlight on it. I don't know if you can see that or not. When you start to pull the trigger, the flashlight goes on. It's just a very little flashlight. I wouldn't, give it any credence really, but it's something extra. And it has a safety lever on it right here, kind of like on some firearms. All right, that will keep you from accidentally pulling the trigger. You can get a holster for it if you want to wear it on your belt, or if you want to leave it in a holster in your purse. But you want to make sure that nothing can get in there and accidentally pull the trigger, or you're going to have a purse full of pepper spray, and that's not going to be nice when you put your hand in there. I like it. You can carry it into, guys, you can carry it in a jacket pocket. Girls, if you have jacket pockets, you can have your hand on this thing when you're walking to your car, or if you're going to an unsafe place, you can have your hand on it, ready to go. You're not brandishing a firearm, okay? And it works. I'm sure there's some of my folks that are watching this that have been pepper sprayed as police officers or some law enforcement capacity, or hopefully not as an attacker. But I can't control who watches these videos. Anyway, I love it. All right. So here's a pink one. This is what the label looks like. Okay. Now, this would be primarily for outdoor use. All right. If I was going to go indoor use, I would probably go with a gel. This is a gel. All right. And it works in a slightly different way, but you see how big it is? It's huge, right? And it has a safety flap on it that must be activated, okay? So you're not likely, it keeps you from getting your thumb out over the nozzle, is what it does. And I have a practice one here, and I'm going to show you. The gel isn't going to be an aerosol so much, and it's not going to go all over the place. So if you had to use one indoors, if somebody broke into your house, or if you were in your car, you're not going to be breathing the stuff in the air. It's not going to, get on you as easily. It will, it can, but, so you have to be prepared for that, because it's going to hurt. It's going to burn. but it's not going to kill you. I got a practice one right here, and I know I'm getting into a long time here on this video, but here's a practice one. This is another thing you can get to practice with. It's so vitally important that we practice. All right, and I'm in my car, so I'm gonna simulate a jacking. I was praying that I would have come up to a red light so I could do this. It's gonna be funny because everyone's gonna be seeing me spray this thing out of my window, and I'll just pull over to the side. Yeah, I'll just pull over to the side because I'm not seeing any red lights coming up anytime soon, and I don't want this video to take all day. You have better things to do with your time. So I'm going to pull in here to this little area here, and where nobody's going to bother me, and I'm just going to pretend that I'm having a self-defense situation. Okay, so now I'm going to pull over here into a parking space because I don't want to break any rules. And now let's say I'm sitting at a red light. I got my canister. Maybe because I'm in my car, I have it out. It's in my center console, or it's out on the front, or it's right here in my purse. I've got it in my purse. I just placed it inside my purse. My purse is on the seat next to me. That's perfectly natural. Okay. Now, oh my gosh, I'm stuck in traffic. I can't drive away. I have no escape route to get away from this guy with my car, and he's coming up to me with a gun, and he's going to jack my car. You want to fight back? If you want to give up your car, go ahead and give up your car. If you want to fight back, you would grab your, roll the window down. Make sure you roll the window down. Grab your pepper spray and spray it. Now you see the stream? I'm going to put my hand in front of the stream. This is water, okay? But it's that simple. Then as soon as you let go of the button, the safety latch drops back down, and you can't accidentally shoot it off again, all right? It has a little grippy thing. It even has something if you want to hang it on your keychain. I would put this on a lanyard on this and maybe wrap it around my wrist so I don't drop it. If I had to fight with my bare hands first, and it would be there so I could get to it somehow and use it. Okay. Now, you know, if if the window's up, you're gonna lose that one. But if someone breaks out your window, this is what happens in carjackings. They shatter the glass. Or they shatter the glass on the other side of the car to grab your purse. They call it a smash and grab. You know, if you're paying attention, you see them coming. Suddenly you see a tire iron. You know, get this thing out. They smash the window. Well, they're coming at the car with a tire iron. Let them smash the window. It's not a gun. Let them smash the window, and then spray them with the pepper spray. You can absolutely do that in most states. Check out your self-defense laws in most states to find that out. These can be carried without a permit or license in most states. So you don't have to go and take a class or anything like that for a concealed carry permit to carry this stuff. But it's pretty handy. And they're not that expensive. I think you can get, the gel is around $30. This can of gel. Look how much bigger it is than the practice canister. So you're not gonna mess this up. It's even got a clip on the back. You can clip it on your belt if you want to, or clip it on your purse strap or whatever. It's not a gun. So you can have this, and it will work very effectively on probably 98% of the people you spray with it. I can't imagine. I've never met anyone that it didn't bother. I know some police officers, and they have to be sprayed periodically so that they understand what it feels like if they accidentally spray themselves, and they don't like it. And they carry it and they use it because they know it works. So, you know, if the professionals are using something, you know, there's a good chance that it's going to work. Okay. So with that, I will leave you. We've covered non-lethal forms of defense. My favorite is pepper spray. Also, I alluded to this before, for those of you who want to carry a gun, try to carry some less lethal form with you as well. Less lethal form of defense, so you don't look like an assassin. You look like somebody that was trying not to shoot people. It's really good advice. You know, well, I tried to use my pepper spray, but I didn't have time. Or I tried to use my pepper spray, but he pulled a gun. You know, don't look like all you wanted to do was shoot someone. All right. So I'm gonna leave you with that, and then probably in the next video we will do guns, or we will shoot guns. Love and peace to all, and let's just try to accept one another for who we are.